I have had a lot of people ask me why I don't talk about why feelings are so important to manifest. And I just want to say, I do think feelings are important. I do, okay? But along with that, that when people think that feelings are the only thing that manifest, they tend to always push down any emotions or feelings that they have, and that's not good because it creates a blockage within you, and blockages need to be felt. And when you have a running hose, even if it's just a little stream, and you don't let it flow and you kink the hose, and then all of a sudden nothing will come out, and then it just explodes, like it can't hold it anymore. That's the same thing that you're doing when you are pushing down all of your emotions. And emotions are not bad. We are human, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to feel emotions, and stop villainizing your emotions, because that they are beautiful and they are telling you something and they want to be felt. And you don't have to be miserable every time you feel an emotion. Like, no matter if it's grief or if it's heartbreak or no matter what it is, the fastest way to become okay again and to feel better things is to not push right through the emotion, not to try to wiggle around it or push it down. It is to observe it and to let it come and let it go. That is truly so important. So I just want to get that out of the way. But also, if you don't do that, trying to create these new feelings of things you want to manifest is 10 times harder because you have blockages that you need to release. There's an amazing book called The Untethered Soul that talks all about like blockages within when you need to feel emotion and keeping your heart open. That book has literally changed my life. It is okay to feel your feelings, and to be able to manifest through creating new feelings. I think that robotic affirmations really helps, because when you repeat a thought, an affirmation, it becomes kind of an assumption in your subconscious. It can start to become a part of your identity, and you tend to match the feelings of what you identify with. So if you think you're a victim and you truly assume that you're always a victim, you will feel like a victim. So then when you feel and identify with being a victim, you try to manifest something through a feeling, but you haven't let these feelings flow through you, and you haven't tried to identify with a new thing, it tends to create this weird power struggle. But what I would do step by step is, whatever you're going through, whatever you've gone through in your past, just be okay with observing and letting it flow. It can be so uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. And then you start to feel so free and open. And that is when it is so much easier to impress your subconscious into new assumptions, identities, and beliefs and feelings, okay? I tell you guys, I love the affirmation, I'm on a winning streak that never ends, which I do. It's one of my favorite affirmations. But, you know, it's so crazy, is I used to be that person that would be like, I never win anything. Nothing ever goes my way. I never win anything. I've never won anything in my life. And I like truly believed that, and I assumed it, so I always felt like a loser because that's what I identified with. And then when I started using the robotic affirmation, I'm always on a winning streak, even though I didn't feel it or believe it at the time, but through repetition, it was impressed in my subconscious mind. And then I started to assume that I was on a winning streak that never ends. And I started to feel like a winner. And then right after that, I won $500 on a scratch-off ticket. And then my video blows up. And then I get this, and then I get this opportunity. And then all these things are working out, and I'm literally winning. And now I just assume naturally and I feel like a winner. And so whether you want to argue that it's your assumption that manifests, or if it's your feelings that manifest, or if it's your belief, I think that it all comes down to, no matter which way that you choose to do it, you still have to allow these things that you are not allowing yourself to feel. Let yourself feel them and observe them, and then start with repetition of an affirmation so that it can become a part of your identity. And then when you are identifying with something, you tend to feel like the person you're identifying with. So yes, I do think